Howdy, my name is Mazeraylux. Yes, for those of you who arrived recently, that is how you pronounce it, Mazeraylux. And I'm here to answer some questions. Finally doing the Q&A I said I'd do ages ago. First question I want to answer immediately is one no one asked, but I want to justify. Why do I want to do a Q&A? You know, we haven't reached a milestone or anything, but basically, I just wanted an excuse to sit back and have a casual conversation because, you know, usually my content is, you're gonna die!
I'm very evil for no particular reason.
What the fuck? There is a helicopter in the building! And in the morning I'm calling the police. You know, it's a little bit difficult to have time to really be down to earth and talk, you know? This gives me an excuse to do that whilst also talking about my favorite subject, myself. And for all the new people here, I think it'd be nice to have a proper introduction. So, hello, my name is Mazeraylux. I'm going to be answering these questions that my community has provided me over these past few months. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this. Our first question is quite a nice one from Sky Rivers. How are you? Are you happy? Well, if I were to describe my feelings, they'd probably be Dame Dane! Dame-o! Dame Nano-yo! Antaga Suki-de Suki-sugite! Okay, but in all seriousness, though, yeah, I'm doing good. Genuinely, I'm feeling pretty nice recently. The channel's been doing really well. It's my main hobby, so I've been loving it. Life overall has been going quite well. Had some stressful things here and there, you know. A little bit of stress is good. Keeps me productive, keeps me on my toes. I am a young adult now, which means that pretty soon, you know, this big wave of responsibility is about to smack me in the face. I feel it. It's coming. It's approaching rapidly, and all I can do is brace for impact. But I'm willing to take it on. So overall, yeah, I'd say I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. Our second question from Sky, they gave me 5 questions. Okay, I'm gonna answer all of these, but throughout the Q&A. I'll put them throughout, so I don't have to answer them all now. We'll move on to Deadweight. Hi man, how's it going? What is a game series you feel like you should have played at this point, but just never have managed to? Off the top of my head, and I'm trying to answer these right off the cuff without putting thought to them. Pikmin. I've always liked the look of Pikmin. I've never properly played it myself. I want to do that. And Devil May Cry looks cool. I've only ever listened to, like, the Devil May Cry soundtrack, you can imagine. But the game series looks pretty fun, if not a bit difficult. And I kind of want to check that out at some point. Maybe if I have the time, I'll get around to it. Returning to Sky Rivers. What do you wish you spent more time doing? Okay, so theoretically, if there was more time in the day, if I had enough time to do whatever I wanted, what I would love to put more time to right now is learning After Effects and learning Blender. That way I could improve my video quality overall. After Effects, because my editing's fine, right? I'm perfectly happy with my editing at the moment, but I always want to be improving it. I love it so much. I want to make the best videos I can. I feel like adding After Effects, you know, to my repertoire would definitely be, you know, that next logical step. I've played a little bit with it in the Danny DeVito bit in the Pizza Tower video. That was After Effects. Rotoscoping is a crime against humanity, and I hate it. And that's why this is a bit janky, because I spent 4 hours rotoscoping, and I was losing my mind. So we gave up on that one and just kind of left it how it is. But I feel like if I learn how to do that better, I can make better stuff. And Blender, because I've got a little secret project in the works right now that I hope you guys will love, and I think that using Blender on that will be a really good addition. Plus, it means that I can do lots more things, like that one joke I made in the Jetstream Sam video, in which, like, Armstrong punches the cameraman off the roof. I loved editing that. That was actually a splice, like, into Gmod, if you couldn't tell. So I basically exploded this player model off the roof, and did that over again for 3 hours until I got, you know, a good ragdoll with it, and then went with that. But I feel like if I could use Blender, I could add a lot more kind of effects like that, where it's like a first-person view doing stuff. I don't know. I just feel like, at the end of the day, it's like the more things I can do, the more possibilities are open to me, the more I can really push the boundaries of my content, and that's what I'd love to do, you know? Next question is from Crisito? I'm pronouncing that wrong. Do you ever feel forced to make or not make... Oh, right, sorry. Do you ever feel forced to make or not make certain videos depending on what you think the algorithm's going to like, or do you just make whatever you want? Or is it a little bit of both? This is a really good question I've been looking forward to answering. So it is a little bit of both. As you know, my channel's very small. I'm not monetized yet, and I certainly don't do this full time. This is a hobby, and as much as I'd love to do it full time eventually, as of right now, the benefit of doing it as a hobby is that I can pretty much make anything, you know? I'm not tied down by the threat of, you know, losing any money or anything from a video that's you know, flops. I'd like for every video I make to be a success, but it's not a big emotional blow, you know, to my, you know, living standards if I do a couple and they don't do so good. The main way that I decide what videos I'm going to make, so there are like 3 aspects that I consider, right? 70% of my decision process is, do I want to make this video? Is it a game that stands out to me? Is it a game that I, you know, want to make? So the main decision in whether or not I make a certain type of video is dependent on me and what I feel like doing. Because the reason for this isn't just because, you know, it's my channel and every creator should make what they want rather than what they have to, in my opinion. It's because I make better content when I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Like, and in that same sense, I make worse content when I don't feel, you know, I'm not feeling anything. Because passion isn't just you know, a loving of something. It's not just a positive thing. Passion is just a strong feeling of any kind, you know, whether it's the enjoyment I got out of playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I loved that game, which is why I made so much content in it. Whether it's, you know, my genuine joy of Resident Evil 4 currently, whether it's the fear I felt from Psycho no Sotoka, whether it's the rage I felt from Revengeance mode, or the frustration of that one game, I can't remember what it was called, but the one where it was like stickmen jumping up that thing, you know, or hell, the Backrooms video. I felt so annoyed with that and done with it, but it was a feeling. And that's what matters when making content to me. It's, if I feel something, it makes me passionate to then express that more in editing, when cutting down the video and then releasing it. So, and then I feel like that makes better content. The counter to that is, if I make something that I wasn't passionate about, I have to give up on it. Because, like, example would be Bendy in the Dark Revival. Not a bad game. I think it was a really good game. It just didn't grab me. Definitely in the second episode, I just wasn't feeling it for some reason. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So I gave up on that series because the video was less edited, because I couldn't think of anything funny to add. Because what was I emphasizing? I wasn't emphasizing me feeling any kind of a way, because I just wasn't, you know? I was just trudging through for the sake of continuing a series that I didn't really like. Hence, I dropped it. Then I released Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, the first video on that, and then I loved that, and so did my audience, luckily enough. So that's factor number 1. That's like the be-all and end-all deciding factor. But if I cannot think of anything that I want to make, I will use the algorithm as, like, suggested guidelines, like rules in any tabletop role-playing game or anything. Usually when a game is doing well in the algorithm, it's because something about it is good, or it's so terrible, or it's so bad that people, you know, are going on about it. But generally, that's a good guideline for something that I think I will enjoy. Then I play it. If I like the recording, I make a video. If I don't, I don't. You know, there are just as many, you know, recordings I've made into videos are recordings that I've scrapped because I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I don't think people would enjoy this. And that's the final factor. Whilst the first episode in a series is a mixture of the algorithm and whether or not I want to do it, whether or not I continue that series as a mixture of whether or not I'm enjoying making the videos and also how my audience is enjoying it. Because obviously, I can enjoy a game, but if people aren't enjoying the videos that I'm making on that game, then there's really no point me uploading it here. This channel is to entertain an audience, of course, so I get joy from receiving feedback of other people enjoying my stuff, you know? So if a video does particularly badly, maybe it gets no comments, maybe no, you know, likes, low views, something like that, I'll consider, you know, okay, I like the game, I'll play it at my own time, like Yakuza Ishin. You know, I enjoy that game. I've been playing it at my own time. I'm making videos because my audience, it didn't spike their interest, which, you know, fair enough. So those are the 3 factors. So definitely, you know, a little bit of both. That's kind of my general thought process. I really delved into that question a bit too far, but hey, that's why we're here, you know? I only have like 9 questions. We've got to make the most of them. So, back to Sky Rivers, because why not? If you had nothing to worry about in life, what would you want to do? So I'm guessing this is like, you know, if I didn't have to worry about getting food, if I didn't have to worry about money, if money was no item, you know, if I could just live peacefully and I had things to do, I mean, 2 things, if I could do that. I would want to have a career making YouTube videos. who doesn't? You know, let's be real. You know, saying you want a career doing YouTube is the new I want to grow up and be a footballer, right? But I genuinely love because I genuinely want to because I love this hobby. You know, I never really had a hobby for a long time. I never really, you know, did much of anything. And I started making YouTube videos and it was like, wow, I want to do, you know, media production as a job now. I want to pursue this. I love this so much. I genuinely do. Just, you know, being able to express, you know, my creativity on the internet and then having people come and enjoy it or, you know, I want to be able to do that. And, you know, I love doing that. And I was always told growing up that I should always strive to do what I love as a job. So if I could do YouTube as a job, then I've won. You know, that's bada bing, bada boom. Of course, I don't believe, you know, without hard work, I'm going to become a, you know, big famous YouTuber or whatever. That's not kind of what I'm aiming for here. I'm more of after, you know, stability than fame and all that. You know, fame doesn't matter much to me. It's more about just entertaining as many people as possible. You know, in a dream world, I'd do YouTube as a career, but even if I can't do that, you know, I'm still going to do YouTube. Even if I need another job, you know, I'm still going to do YouTube because it's my main hobby and I genuinely love it. You know, so I'm not unsatisfied with how I'm doing now, you know, with YouTube, is what I mean. Like, yes, I'd love to do it as a career. If I, you know, had no other concerns in life, I certainly would. But it's not a bad thing. I'm not upset that I'm not, you know? And we'll just see. We'll see what the future holds, you know? I'm never going to give up. And the channel's gonna grow, right? Like, give a monkey a typewriter and infinite time, it'll one day write Shakespeare. Give me a weekly upload schedule over a number of years. Eventually, I'll reach a milestone of some kind, right? And that's what it's all about, you know? It's all about growing a community. And that's what I hope to do. You know, I hope to grow a community that can be chill, enjoy video games, be kind to each other. You know, just, I want to build a good community. And I'd put more time to doing that if I had nothing else to worry about. As for the other thing, I would spend more time with my friends, because that's what I love doing. I love going out, meeting up with my friends, you know, just hanging out with them, doing stuff like that, going bowling. I get good at no, okay, scrap the YouTube answer. I get good at bowling and absolutely thrash everyone at bowling. Like, oh, hey, oh, you have a stable career and, like, you know, your life's going great. Yeah, well, look at me roll this ball and hit pins. You can't do that. I can. But yeah, okay, that's the real answer. I want to get good at bowling. Okay, so okay, for our next question, literally just Optimus Prime, what kind of horror games will you be releasing in the future? I don't make horror games. Okay. Assuming you mean what kind of videos, like what horror games will I be making videos on in the future? That's hard to answer, especially when it comes to like horror games on YouTube. It's a very like fast-moving medium. You know what I mean? Like there's always, every month there's always a new indie horror title that's doing well or something. So it's difficult for me to specifically like promise that I'll make any one specific kind of video at the moment, especially in the horror genre, when it's so fast-moving, you know. If there's any that right now, that Amanda television one I've seen, that seems to be doing quite well, so I might check that. If you want me to check that out, let me know. That's always a thing. Yeah, if there's anything you want me to check out, you can let me know in the comments. But right now, Resident Evil 4 is technically a horror game. I'm not really scared of it, but I'm just loving it, so that counts. I might return to Psychonauts Satoka if that ever gets, like, a meaningfully large update or anything. I'll happily return to that because that game unironically terrifies me. So I feel like I'll be able to make some good content getting absolutely terrified of that. But I don't know. In terms of horror games, it's difficult to say, but if you have any things that you'd like me to, you know, play and check out, anything you have faith in, you can always let me know. I do read all comments. I should make that clear. I read all of them, so say whatever. I mean, actually, you know what? No, open invitation, okay? No joke, because, and this is going to be a side note, right? I can speak for everyone who ever makes anything on YouTube. One of the things that always feels great is receiving comments, you know, especially from, you know, what I enjoy. One of the things that I enjoy the most in this community is responding to comments, seeing what you guys think about videos that I make, you know, seeing you guys make jokes or laugh and enjoy stuff. So, unironic, I myself never used to make comments on a lot of videos because it always felt awkward. It's like, oh, I'm kind of putting words out there for everyone to judge me. And okay, that's fair. But open invitation, you should comment on my stuff. And I don't just mean that as like an, oh, algorithm likes the comments. No, I mean that as an, I genuinely just like hearing from you guys and hearing your opinions and stuff. So even if you have nothing to say, open invitation, leave a comment on any of my stuff. That is a standing offer. You know, as long as you're not being mean or rude to anyone, then just, you know, leave a comment. You may as well. So back to Sky Rivers. Fourth question. What makes you, you? What makes me, me? What makes Mazeraylux, who am I? You know when someone asks you, like, what's your favorite song, and then you forget every piece of music you've ever listened to? I've just got that. What makes me, me? I don't think that's for me to decide. I don't know. When it comes to, you know, okay. There are some aspects about me that I'd like to come to represent me. I'd say I have a nice, dry sense of humor, I've been told. I've also been told that I'm really good at telling stories, and I hope that, you know, eventually we'll get to a point in videos where, you know, because currently with videos, you know, I always have to be making jokes, and they're rather fast-paced because, you know, I want to maintain audience retention, but I hope one day I reach a point where I'm skilled enough in my commentary that I can maintain audience retention whilst just telling a story, because I enjoy telling stories. I've been told I'm rather good at it, I'm rather entertaining, so I'd like to do that someday, and hopefully, you know, that'll be something that people associate with me, maybe. But honestly, I feel like what makes me me in terms of, you know, the internet sphere, that's for you guys to decide. You know, how I'm known across the internet, what I put out there is what I put out there. How you guys perceive that, well, that's up to you. So what makes me me? I try my best to make entertaining content. Whether you guys are entertained, that's a joint effort, I guess, between me and you. So, fifth question. We're reaching the end now. Fifth question from Sky Rivers. How do you want to be remembered? That is a really good question. I mean, positively, how does anyone want to be remembered? You know, again, how I am remembered and how I want to be remembered are going to be two very different things. I suppose I'd like to be remembered as somebody who tried their best to entertain their community and grow a good, positive community. Because that's what I want. I want to grow a positive community. You know, I'd love to do that. And I love entertaining you guys. I genuinely do. So I guess I want to be remembered as someone who tried their best to do that, because they say good luck comes to those who work hard, so maybe one day, you know, I'll be considered someone who succeeded in entertaining their audience, you know, I'll be, you know, succeeded in growing a good community. But, you know, there's always a level of luck with these things on the internet. I hate to admit it, but at least that certainly seems to be some level of luck there. But I'm still going to try my best, you know, and I guess that's what's important. What I'm trying to say is trying your best is what's important. Fail, succeed, so what? You know, I'm trying to definitely develop the mental state of, like, when I fail, just come back harder, you know, learn from it, and, you know, just take it as motivation, you know, to not do that again, to do better. But hell, with that, like, even implying, you know, failure and success, I've already got a really good community. You guys are really nice. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve how nice you guys have been, honestly. But, you know, I'm already making a good community, and I'm already happy where I am. The point is, you know, I want to be remembered as someone who tried their best, I guess, to entertain people. That's the long and short of it. And whether I'm remembered as someone who succeeded in, you know, entertaining people, we'll see. I look forward to the future, you know, as we all should. And I suppose we have one last question. It's from Deadweight. My dude, you've had 2. Oh, to be fair, Sky Rivers had 5. Okay, you're off the hook. But I just want to say in this moment, thank you to everyone who's been supporting this channel. Whether you're a subscriber from day 1, you know, whether you were one of the first 100, one of the few we have now, or whether, I don't know, 2 years have passed and you're coming back and watching this in the future, thank you. Every comment, every subscriber, every view, it's meant the world to me, and it has made this hobby so just worth it. It's so fun. I genuinely appreciate all the support, you know, you guys have given me, and you really have been so supportive. So many comments. I'm gonna bring up a list of comments here. Yes, editor, I'm making you do work. So many comments, you know, saying things like, you know, I'm underrated, and just really, really nice things, you know, really motivating me to work harder. Every nice comment you guys give just gives me more motivation to try even harder, and hell yeah, you know, thank you, genuinely. And finally, we have a question from Deadweight. What's the worst video game you've ever played? Worst video game. Worst? What? See, if you ask me best, I might have an answer for that. Worst. That's really, I don't know. Like, in terms of, like, buggy, like, what do you mean by worst? Like, bugginess? Like, in terms of glitches, I mean, like, Fallout 76 on launch was, you know, kind of a cluster, but, like, in terms of poor quality, design, or maybe, I don't know, it had maybe a game that had, like, a negative effect, like, a game that I actively hated because it had a negative, maybe, I mean, I can't really think of anything specific, so maybe I won't be able to answer.
I know you're scared, but you have to get up. The window is open. The window is open. You're giving it a way in. It's on its way. You have to get up, okay? Trust me. If you can be quick, if you can get up there and lock it before it arrives, maybe you have time to get back. Please, just listen to me. On the count of 3, okay? 1. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Be quiet. Don't breathe. It found a way inside.
And there we are. That was all the questions we had. If you have any more questions, I've already said you should leave a comment, so go ahead. You can leave a comment. That's perfectly all right. And maybe I'll answer them in a milestone video later on. But anyway, as I've said, thank you for all your support. Fare thee well.